up, everybody? Happy New Year, man. Welcome back to another episode of Two for Two, your sports podcast for the culture by the voice of the culture. I'm your host, Quis. I'm here with my co-host, Nell. We got another episode coming for you guys today, man. The first episode of 2024, Season 3, Episode 22. Enjoy it. Nell, Happy New Year, my boy. How you doing, man?
Appreciate you, man. Happy New Year. It's good to be here.
So, it's been a good year so far, man, for me. Shout out to them boys, the Michigan Wolverines, defeated the Alabama Crimson Tide yesterday in the Rose Bowl, headed to the first national championship of the Jim Harbaugh era. I'm excited. My Knicks are 1-0. What'd you say?
I said, I bet you are.
Oh, yeah. It was great, bro. I told my roommate, I was like, look, man, game's at 5:00. If Michigan loses by 8, you won't hear from me the rest of the day. Fortunately, that didn't happen, so he got to hear from me for the rest of the night. But the Knicks are 1-0. Knicks did some things right, in the last few days that we'll get into today. So we got a lot for y'all today, man. So we'll just go right in it. Talking about the Michigan Wolverines off the bat, man. The college football playoff. We didn't talk much about it, right? We were gonna do a college football playoff episode now. Logistically,
that's not my strong suit. I mean,
yeah,
I like to.
right. It wouldn't have
I
worked. I
like
would
to
have had
look
to.
like
I would
I
have
know
had to
what
get
I'm
rid of
talking
Nell.
about.
I would have had to get rid of Nell, bring in some special guests, but then we're not 2 for 2 if it's just me. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't go down that path. I actually stayed mumble and I was a little quiet. I was a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little nervous.
I could tell you wasn't
Yeah.
your usual
No.
confident self pregame.
Not
Talking your
extremely,
shit.
not extremely jovial, about that one, man. But the college football playoff, man. So we got Michigan faced off against Alabama in the Rose Bowl. Washington faced off against Texas in the Sugar Bowl. And we had two really, really good games now. I mean, did you get to check out any of either? I know you watched Michigan because you was trying to see me lose. I know you
I
checked in.
was.
I know you did.
I was hating. That was definitely hating. Yeah, I tapped into both games, man. Both really good games. Both came right down to the final play, which
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
you love to see in big games like this. So, uh, honestly, it makes me look forward to when we add more teams into the playoffs, and hopefully we can get more games like this.
Yeah, college football is really exciting. It's really interesting. One thing I've always been really interested in is just seeing the difference in like, the professional game, right, versus, a college game. These are four of the best college teams. I mean, I guess you got to say they're four of the best college or four of the four best college teams. We could get into that if we wanted to, but we won't. Um, Per the committee's decision. But these are four really good teams. You see a lot of mistakes across the board in every game. Michigan's muffin punts, two of them. Alabama missing snaps, different things. Texas game got a little ugly here and there. Washington almost let it slip. But that's the exciting thing about college sports. That's what makes it a little bit different than the pro game, right? Pros are pros. When pros mess up, that's when you get the, what are we doing? Different things like that. You don't expect that. You don't expect muff punts in the NFL game. You don't expect, quarterbacks that can't throw the ball for more than 150 yards in the NFL game. But
Centers
that's what
not
makes
being
the
able to
college game
snap.
fun. You said what?
Centers not being able to snap the
Yeah,
ball.
what I'm saying? Centers can't snap, blown coverages. You see trick plays. I mean, you know, that's what makes the college game fun. And so we had some really good games. Texas unfortunately lost to Washington, like Nell said, came down to the last play. Texas had a big comeback. They made a late. So it's like, what are the odds, man? You got a game's on the line. Washington's trying to chew clock. Running back gets hurt, stops the clock. What are the odds of that? You know what I'm saying? Same thing. They're on defense. Another player goes down. Granted, that play didn't necessarily stop the clock, but things happen that gave Texas an opportunity at the end of the game. You get in the red zone. You got to play to a guy that had scored a touchdown for him earlier in that game. It just didn't convert. So big win for Washington. And then on the Michigan side, all the theatrics comes down to overtime. Nick Saban versus Jim Harbaugh, two coaches that make a lot of money in the college game, two coaches that have, arguably they're two of the top guys in the college game. Right up there with Georgia's coach, right up there with some of the others. But comes down to the last play, Jalen Milroe, the guy that saved Alabama's college football playoff hopes right now. Touchdown against Auburn to win that game in the rivalry game. Big game against Georgia. You know, they pulled the old Eagles quarterback draw. Bad snap, lost his footing, good pressure from Michigan. Ball game over just like that. Fourth and goal, Michigan goes to the national championship. So now that leaves us Michigan, Washington for the Natty. You know where I'm going. You know how I'm rocking next Monday. I'm going, it's been Michigan versus everybody, but what better way for Jim Harbaugh and the Wolverines than to, in a year amid a cheating scandal, amid a Harbaugh suspension for recruiting violations, you go out, you win a national championship. Storybook ending for me. In my opinion, I feel like I tweeted it last night. I said I want to see Michigan offer that lifetime contract to Jim Harbaugh right then and there after we get that trophy on Monday. You know what
And
I'm
then he
saying?
says, "Nah, I'm gonna go take this Chargers job."
That would really piss me off. That would really piss me off now. That would be really, that would be an awful way to start my 2024, man. But what's your predictions, man? Washington, Michigan, Houston, Texas for the national championship. We got Michael Penix and that crazy receiving core of
Falling.
Washington.
Yeah.
That's an explosive offense. And you got Michigan, JJ McCarthy, Blake Corum, the bruising offense of Michigan with their very aggressive defense. A tale of two styles, right? Where you going?
Yeah, man. I want to be a hater and
I know.
take Washington. Like you said, they've got a great offense, great offensive line, and they're going to have to play their best game of the season. We saw the kind of pressure that Michigan can bring, 5 sacks in the first half against Alabama. Texas had 0 sacks
That's
against
with four
Washington.
guys. That's
Yeah,
with four.
so it's going to be a very fun game to see in the trenches as a fan. So looking forward to that. I think it'll be a good game, but I think Michigan, this team they're on a mission right now. That offense against Bama, it wasn't looking good, especially in that second half. But give McCarthy and Wilson and all those guys credit for making big plays in the fourth quarter in that last drive to tie the game in overtime. They've conquered some demons, not being able to, get past the first playoff game the past 2 years and not taking down just any team. Most people call this the Alabama Invitational, to take down a team. I'm pretty sure at least 75% of the world thought Alabama was going to win that game. So
they said a lot of the money was on. A lot of the money was on that.
For them to come out and prove them wrong and, prove a lot to themselves, they got the guys in that locker room that have been there for, multiple years trying to break through and get to a championship. Harbaugh, been there for 9 years. This is what they brought him in for, so he can bring Michigan back, and get them back in the championship. So, it just seems like everything is falling in order for them. They seem like the team of destiny this year. Washington, if they can come out and get off to a really fast start. We've seen Penix, the way he can pass the ball, his accuracy and arm talent is fun to watch. If they can protect him and give him a ton of time to get the ball to his playmakers, it could be. I think it'll be a fun game. But that defensive line, Michigan's, we seen him make big plays at the end of the game against Alabama. So I think that'll be the deciding factor in this one. And I still think it'll be a close game, but I got Michigan pulling it off.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like that's fair. It's definitely going to come down to the trenches. I said it's like a contrast of styles. Michigan wants to run the ball. We saw in that Alabama game early, they got away from that. They came out throwing the ball. So I'm over here getting nightmares. I'm like, yo, this is what we did last year against TCU. Coming out here trying to have JJ throw it 30 times. Like, that's just not our style. Like JJ is a guy that he will make the plays when he needs to make them, but you do not need him to throw the ball 30 times. Michael Penix on the other end, he's going to throw the ball 30 times. They got arguably the number one receiver in the draft, another guy that will get drafted really high. Like we said, they lost their running back at the end of that Texas game. We'll have to see if he can come back and play. But it's one of those games I can see like Michigan cannot get itself into we trying to go explosive for explosive with you. You won't win that against, we don't, at the end of the day, Michigan has a lot of great players. We don't have those receivers. We don't have that. It's kind of, to me, it's going to be a game where we kind of got to play like Ohio State, back when they had CJ Stroud and all those guys that can throw it around, but you got to get pressure on. And I think if Michigan can do that, which I don't doubt they will, I think they can impose their will pretty easily. And then that's when you see the dominant, ball control, time of possession, grind it out. You get Blake Corum, 25 carries, and you just got to make the play. And by the fourth quarter, and what we saw in that Alabama game is when Alabama got up, they had a lot of energy. But as that fourth quarter went on, Michigan just body blow, body blow, body blow. And eventually, boom, overtime, you see what happens. Blake Corum 25 yards to the house. So I think that's just Michigan's way to win this game. I'm with you though, now. It's gonna be exciting. I think it'll be really fun. It'll probably be more high scoring than I would like it, but high scoring game probably favors Washington.
For
But I
sure.
mean, Michigan, hopefully they'll be able to do enough, get enough stops, get a turnover or two, and walk off with the natty in great fashion. Hopefully Jim does not decide to leave us for the NFL, man. That would be
No SEC, no SEC team in the championship.
yeah, that's first
Only the
time
second time
ever.
since 2005.
Yeah, so that it's not the Alabama Invitational. We could talk about all day about how Georgia looked in that game against Florida State, dominating win. Probably should have been in, but we don't make the rules, right? So, hail to the victors, man. Michigan's one game away, and Quis is going to be on here lit. Trust me, I'm going to actually be lit on the pod. All right.
Let the naysayers know.
Hey, let them know.
Yeah.
Hey, I want that to be the name of this episode, by the way. All right. So, moving out of college, man. The NFL game, we down to the final week of the NFL season, man. Now, it's all coming to an end, bro. Football is slowly winding down for us.
It feels like we were doing the preview like 2 weeks ago.
You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, damn, the Bucks was on a 4-game losing streak. It felt like 2 days ago. But here we are, man. We're in week 18. The Cowboys have a chance.
We back.
This is crazy. The week to week is insane, right? Last week we talking about y'all playing the Bucks, right? Now you might not play the Bucks because the Bucks might not make the playoffs, and you might not play the Bucks because y'all might win the NFC East, man. The Eagles threw the division lead away with a gut-wrenching, very astonishing loss to Kyler Murray, Greg Dortch, James Conner, and then with Arizona Cardinals, man. Now the Cowboys, there's got to be the Commanders now. You win and you win. So now that we're at this point now. We talked a lot about the Cowboys and home field. I mean, I would say you could say the same thing about the Eagles. The Eagles are reeling, right? They need home field. Out of those two teams in the NFC East, y'all, Philly, which team do you think home field advantage would mean more to out of you all?
Well, it's definitely the team that's undefeated at home this year.
Yep.
The Eagles are done regardless, whether they held on to that 2 seed or where the 3 seed, whatever happened. They look like a one and done playoff team. I mean, if they can get the one. So I think, especially the way the Cowboys have been playing lately, I've been a little worried about their defense late in games. We've seen we've seen the Bills pretty much torch us in the run game. That's always something to worry about especially when you got to possibly see Christian McCaffrey in the postseason. You go to Miami, Dak scores a go-ahead touchdown. Tua goes right down the field, and they get a game-winning field goal. You're here in Dallas. You got a lead. Defense gets a turnover. Add 3 more points. You're up 7 with like a minute or so to go. Lions go right down the field and score. I mean, they could have tied it and took it to overtime, but thankfully they went for 2, and thankfully the refs did what they did.
I thought I was going to have to force you to bring it up, but I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate the refs. Like, I know it might have cost them a job, but like, I appreciate it. We needed that 2 seed, because if we had to go on the road, I mean, not only do we get to play a home playoff game, get 2 home playoff games, and we ain't got to see San Fran in the divisional round. Yep. So like, it's been a long time since I felt
a beautiful Christmas gift, man.
Pretty good about my chances of getting to the NFC Championship for the first time in my lifetime. So, thank you, Eagles. Thank you,
and
refs.
I mean, and it sets up, but how dramatic is that, right? Like you said, y'all win the division. Boom, y'all get the 2 seed. Lions get the 3. Say we go chalk through the playoffs. Even if say Philly gets 5 and beats the 4 seed, you might get a matchup with the Lions again, right? How dramatic is that? That matchup, you can see them again.
And I like
potentially.
it. I like that matchup if we see him again. They got lucky. Like CD fumbling in the end
Yeah,
zone.
that was crazy. That was
Like
crazy.
we every time it looked like we were about to maybe pull away from the game and something weird happened. I don't expect that to happen if we matched up with them again. But I like the way our defense played against Jared Goff and against that front. So like I said, I'm confident at this point. I'm confident against every team in the NFC except those damn San Francisco 49ers.
All right.
So I'm
You
hoping
heard it.
somebody knock them off. Somebody got to knock them off before they get to the conference championship.
Hey man, hey,
Please.
them four seed Bucks, man, they might.
Hey, I'll take it.
That would
I,
be
want,
upset.
I would love to
Look,
see a Super
I'm
Bowl.
preparing. You see how I'm trying to like wind down my football, right? Michigan will be done on Monday. God forbid the Bucks don't end their season on Sunday, but I don't plan for us to move on much. So it's gonna be me messing with you for a little bit. Hopefully your team carries us through the playoffs because
I hope so.
if the Cowboys and Bucks are
I'm
both
definitely
done
going to need at least
early,
a 2-month vacation after
yeah, I was gonna say
whatever
Bucks.
playoff loss happens. I'm going to need like a 2-month vacation.
Yeah, that's gonna end the season for us probably. Whenever the Bucks and Cowboys both get up out of there, man. So hopefully Nell's team can carry us through, man. I had y'all going to the bowl or
Yeah.
close. I had you going to the chip or NFC chip. So hopefully y'all get there. But speaking of chips, speaking of the NFC, speaking of the AFC, how about them Ravens, man? Once again, Lamar Jackson. Last week we're on here, is he the MVP? I'm gonna say it now. I think he's locked it up. I think it's a
Probably
done deal. I think it's a done deal. Stats
5
are,
tutties.
Ravens, they invite and welcome the Dolphins over and handle them easily. On New Year's Eve, Ravens win in pretty non-dramatic fashion. What was it? It was like a 30 point win.
Yeah, 56-19.
Yeah, so pretty rough. So how do you feel, man? How we feeling on the Ravens now? I've been high on them all year. I projected them to make it to the Super Bowl, all of that. They officially clinched the number one seed in the AFC. They're the top dogs in the AFC. How we feeling about Lamar and the Ravens? And are you agreeing Lamar has locked up MVP as well?
Yeah, I think you can pretty much throw him in there. I think Josh, like we talked about last week, with him having a chance to win a division and be a 2 seed, he's got like an outside chance. But I think the performance that Lamar put on this week against the Dolphins, I mean, it pretty much just stamped it. I mean, there's just nobody out there statistically that has
Right.
the numbers, the MVP numbers that the media and fans want to look for to point to and say that's the MVP. But you got a guy in Lamar Jackson that's, I mean, a team that has a ton of injuries. He's lost a bunch of playmakers, but as long as he's in that lineup, they've looked
Yeah.
like the best team in football. So they've earned the right to call themselves the best team this year. They got 7 double-digit wins against teams with a winning record. Like they've just been steamrolling teams, dominating 49ers, Dolphins, like you name them,
Doesn't matter.
like Lions, like, and not just beating them, just like really dominating them. Like last 4 games, they got a plus 73 point differential. So against 3 playoff teams at that, like, so you got Lamar Jackson, you're winning games. I think he pretty much wrapped it up. So I think Buffalo and Kansas City, those teams are going to have something to say come postseason. But for right now, Buffalo has earned the right to be the overwhelming favorite in the AFC.
Is that Buffalo?
I mean, not Buffalo, Baltimore.
You get them out your head. You hate it, man. They done, man. Shout out to them Ravens. One seed, Lamar and the boys. This is the year of the hardballs, man. The hardball takeover. Jim and John both looking at a chance to get a championship in their respective leagues, I guess, so to
That would be
speak.
crazy.
That would be crazy. That would be something to see, man. We got another team back on the NFC side, man. The Rams have snuck into the playoffs. I had them. We talked about them on the preview, and I said they were a dark horse. Did I not?
I don't remember. I would
I
have to go.
did.
I would
I
have to go
remember.
back and listen to the preview.
Go listen to it. I said the Rams would be a dark horse. They still got Aaron Donald. They still got Matt Stafford throwing the ball. They got. We didn't even know about Puka Nacua at the time. He won't on
We
our
were just
radar.
hoping Cooper Cup would stay healthy.
Right. We were just saying as long as they got Cooper Cup, they can win games. But what has transpired, since then? They got a number one back. Kyron Williams is like killing it every week, almost 100 yards, multiple touchdowns. Puka Nacua drops on the scene. So now you got him to complement Cooper Kupp, two great route runners and a scheme that is schemed to get guys open. Boom. Defense making enough plays on the back end. And now the Rams are in the NFC playoffs. I think they'll make the wild card officially clinched. I think there's only 2 seeds up for grabs now, right? That's that 4 seed and then that last seed in the wild card. So that's the Buccaneers, NFC South, basically. Bucks win, Bucks are in. Bucks lose, the winner of the Saints Falcons is in. And then the wild card spot, I think there's like 5 or 6 teams with a chance. Oddly enough, the Bucks will not be one. But this is not about the Bucks. The Rams, are they a legitimate contender? Is there something? Is that a team? You talk about your potential 2, 3 seed or second seed Cowboys. Is it a team that we should be worried about? Are the Rams capable with Sean McVay of going in and beating a Dallas or beating Detroit? Are there some? Do we need to really worry about the Rams?
I mean, they're damn sure not coming to Dallas and winning.
Okay,
but I would give them a shot against Detroit. Against pretty much any other team except Dallas and San Fran. I would give them a shot. You got championship pedigree on that team, championship coaching staff, championship quarterback. You still got Aaron Donald on that defense. You can get some kind of pressure if and they're in the right game where their defense can make some pressure and their secondary can make some timely plays. The defense can be good enough to hold up. I don't think it's good enough to hold up against some of the better teams in the NFC, but the way Matthew Stafford's been playing the second half of the season, they're 6-1 since their bye week. They've, like you talked about, Puka Nacua. If Cooper Kupp is healthy, it's a really good receiving core. And obviously, we saw the kind of connection that Stafford and Cooper Kupp had in their Super Bowl run. If they can rekindle any of that, they definitely can be a dangerous team. But I still think, I don't think they're necessary. I mean, nobody's on San Fran's level as far as I'm concerned, but their offense is good enough to give teams some problems for sure.
they have a good coach, right? And they have guys that have won before. Essentially, you got a quarterback that's won. Excuse me, Cooper Kupp. I mean, he's a year or two removed from being the best receiver in the game. It's not like he lost it. You know what I'm saying? And they have a legitimate running threat. Their defense isn't great, but you got a game record in Aaron Donald. And sometimes that's all you need. And then you can just scheme and try to shove the back end and just limit the big play. I don't think they really should be feared. There's a team like we see them have some drives. We're like, wow, that was too easy. Then you see them play like a Giants team and they're like struggling around. And it's like, Matt Stafford might be washed. You know what I'm saying? So, but nonetheless, it comes playoff time, man. Everybody's 0-0.
Their special teams scares me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they miss kicks.
They got that dude.
Punt returns.
That guy don't know if he want to make kicks or not, man.
They've left 37 points on the board this year due to missed field goals and extra points.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Like that and then the playoffs, stuff like that can come back to bite you and send you
all those points matter.
Getting ready for the off season. So that's definitely something that can hold them back. But like I said, Stafford and Kupp playing the way they're playing. I mean, offense can definitely have a shot. Like you said, you got that game record 99 on the other side. He makes a couple plays. You never know.
Yeah, all is well. All is well for the Rams, man. Shout out to them getting in the playoffs, man.
I hope we get that Rams-Detroit matchup. I don't know if that's locked in or not.
We'll see after this week, man. We'll see soon enough. We got a division title up for grabs now in the AFC. Like you called it. I'll give you credit.
Football.
Sunday night, game of the week, Bills-Dolphins. How we feeling? I know you rocking with the Bills.
Yes,
sir.
You
rocking with Josh Allen. I don't think the Dolphins can pull this one off. I think right now,
not even at home,
they're too banged up. They lost. Didn't they lose?
Chubb.
Yep, Chubb towards ACL, gone for the year. I think Tua went down towards the end of that game against the Ravens. They took him out. I think Xavier Howard got hurt too or something. They just banged up. They banged up.
Fighting through ankle injury. Waddle's out. Probably gonna be out again.
And you can tell that ankle injury is bothering Tyreek. I remember once play specifically, he got hit. He went and grabbed that ankle immediately. Toughed it out, came back, but it's a bad time. And we always talk about as it gets to the playoff times, the healthier teams are, who's hot and who's healthy. Double H. Need one more H for Triple H. Hungry. There we go. You gotta be hungry, healthy, and hot. The Dolphins are not that right now. I don't see the Dolphins pulling this one off. I think the Bills have, granted, Diggs hasn't really done much in a while over there, but I think what they've done is under the new offensive coordinator, they've kind of developed a better identity with running the ball, being a little more balanced. Josh Allen using his legs. And I mean, that's really what had the Bills competitive before. Like Josh Allen as a run threat, taking the game, making it a little easier for him. Defense is playing pretty well. And I just think the Dolphins are reeling at a bad time right now. So I think the Bills go in there in Miami. And I mean, shoot, it was just what, 3-4 episodes ago, they might be done. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about the Bills. We thought
Dead in the water. Looked
yeah,
like Miami was about to run away from this division when they were 9-3.
Yep. And here we are, man. That's a real testament to how the league is a week-to-week league. I don't see the Dolphins pulling this one off now. I think the Bills get it. I'll probably say it'll be about let's go with a score of 31-17. I'm not sure if Mostert's gonna play. They need him around. But I'll go 31-17. Bills win the division, man. That's crazy. They're gonna they're gonna host a playoff game.
After you called my man Jameis Winston.
I said he might as well. I saw another funny Jameis Winston thing. They were talking about Penix. they said Jameis would be like Penix if he won't basically crazy. I can't say the word on here, but yeah. But anywho, shout out to the Bills, man. Go shout out to Jameis Winston, man. Hopefully his Saints don't make it to the playoffs. But anyway, on better terms, better news, NBA news. Nell's boy, he had me sitting right here in the same exact spot, and he said the name OG Anunoby to the Sixers. And I looked at them, something like this.
I knew y'all was going to trade for him. That's why I threw that out there.
Nell with the double jinx again. My New York Knicks, man, tried to ruin my new year. Traded my boy quickly away. Traded RJ Barrett, a second-round pick for OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn. Nell clowned me a little bit, man. He talked a lot about it. But hey, my thoughts on it. I feel like it's not the worst trade. Am I happy that we lost Emmanuel quickly? Absolutely not. Do I care that we lost RJ Barrett? Absolutely not. It's one of those things where it's like once he leaves your team, you can really tell people how you feel about him. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I ain't gonna lie. I like RJ Barrett. Cool guy, good player.
Mamba.
But he just didn't pan out in New York. And I think this is the thing about trades the way I feel about him is a lot of people will look at this trade and be like, wow, if RJ Barrett goes to Toronto and averages 25, we're going to be like, wow, the Knicks are stupid, right? If Man quickly goes to Toronto, becomes an all-star, we're going to be like, the Knicks are stupid. Maybe. But the reality is with RJ Barrett, at least, he had kind of maxed out his ceiling with the Knicks, right? We bought him in third-round pick. Boom, are you the guy or not? We
third
proved
overall.
it. Oh, yeah, third overall pick. Appreciate it. Third overall pick. Are you the guy? Can I build my franchise around you? He didn't prove that, right? He didn't prove that with New York. New York went and got Jalen Brunson to be the makeup
mini Robin.
I don't want to call him the Robin because like he might be the Batman. I don't know. It depends. Julius is playing like that.
Just because Batman leaves Gotham for a couple months don't necessarily mean Robin is Batman. He's still Robin.
All right. So, all right. Fair. They bought in Jalen Brunson to be alongside Julius Randle as that big two. We thought RJ Barrett could then add. That's funny to you?
That was hilarious.
Do you have a big two?
Big two is crazy.
Do you have a big two?
I think
do you have a duo?
I think we do.
Hope we get 20 tonight. Anyway, got me making me lose my train of thought. Could RJ Barrett add on to that duo and become a big three? No. He averaged 17 a game. Shoots about 42% from the field, but he struggled as of late. My friends describe it as a struggle 15. They say RJ Barrett is gonna get you 15 to 20, but it's gonna be a struggle 15 to 20. On the flip side, what do we get? OG
So I used to be
Anunoby.
at Duke.
I mean, yeah, essentially he gonna get his numbers, but it might look crazy, right? Like inefficient, missed the opportunities. He's a ball stopper. We just had too many. We got 3 ball stoppers. You can't have 3. You can't have Julius, Brunson, and then when RJ get it, he like shit. I gotta make up for the fact that I ain't touched it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't touched it 5 times. I gotta go ahead and get mine. I mean, that's the reality of that. Emmanuel quickly, the reality of that situation is with Jalen Brunson, assuming the role that he has, I don't really think Emmanuel Quigley would have ever panned out to reach his full potential in New York either. I mean, we're not going to pay him to back up our other guy that we're paying. You know what I'm saying? So you make the trade. You bring in OJ Anunoby, 3-and-D wing, one of the better wing defenders in the NBA. Excuse me, one of the better 3-point shooters in the NBA. I mean, our bench needs some work. I think we have some space for another trade. I think we're gonna make another move, hopefully. Donovan Mitchell, hopefully. Um, and we'll show up our team. But I mean, for right now, I mean, shoot, we want to know in January. OG Anunoby, you asked me what I thought his stats would be. I told you what, 16 3 threes, about 5 or 6 boards. What do you get? 17 3 threes. Then he has 6 boards. I mean, that's about what you expect from him. And it was efficient, right? He didn't shoot the ball 15 times to get to that 17. He shot it like 8. Not mad at it. So we'll see, man. I think that's a big trade for us to help us guard the Jason Tatums and the Jalen Browns and the Giannis's and all those guys. We don't quite have
Maxey.
somebody. We don't need him. We don't need that. We can put Dante on him. That's
Oh
good.
God, easy 35, easy 35.
But what are your unbiased thoughts on the Knicks trade?
Unbiased. All right, I'll
Yeah.
be super unbiased for a second. It's a solid move. I mean, does it make the Knicks that much better?
Right now, no.
No. I sent the tweet where the championship odds looked exactly the same before the
Yeah.
trade and after the
I mean,
trade.
hey, that's good though. You lose 2 players and get one, and your odds don't move. You didn't fuck up.
Yeah. So I mean, like, it's not changing life in New York, but it's certainly an upgrade. Like you said, RJ Barrett, a little bit inefficient, a guy that you know, spent a high draft pick on. You were expecting someone to be a, possible franchise changer. He obviously didn't become that. I mean, it's okay. OG is a really good two-way player. Like you say, he's gonna be efficient. He's not gonna need a bunch of shots. He's not an ISO player. He can play within the system. He plays hard and he plays defense. We saw a couple plays of him locking up Anthony Edwards, and like you
Mhm.
said, that's going to be, having wings like OG is good for a playoff run. So I mean, like, they're building a foundation, and if they can get a Donovan Mitchell, I think, then we can start having some real conversations about the Knicks. But until then,
I respect
solid
that.
move. It was a solid move to improve the team, but not that move that necessarily took them up a tier.
Okay, that's fair. I give you that. And I think that's why I say there has to be another move coming, right? Like this is a move that's like you bring in a guy that'll help you win a championship, but like as a piece to the puzzle. Like the Knicks are still very clearly lacking another guy on the wing that can score the basketball. A guy that you can give him the ball and be like, "Sir, I need 25 right now. Go get it. I can draw up a play for you." The Knicks ran exactly 2 plays last night for OG Anunoby. That tells you where he stands, right? Like the first play of the game because he was new, and then he hit a 3, so they ran another one. You know what I'm saying? Like that's about it. You're not running plays to OG Anunoby. He's not initiating your offense. People are like, "Oh, he looks like Kawhi." We need to slow that down. He's not Kawhi. Now slow that down. Slow that down. Like
That's what
somebody
Toronto thought for a couple of years.
right, exactly, and that's the problem. Like, does he look like him moving around the floor? Sure, but that's a different animal. Like, that's a top 10 player. This is a top 10 3-and-D wing. You know what I'm saying? Not the same. Not the same. 3-and-D wings and superstars are not the same. Will he get you 17? Sure, but the Knicks have to make another move. They have to show up the bench. Malachi Flynn, I don't. Is that your backup point guard? Tibbs is 100% okay with running Brunson into the ground and playing him the whole game. And right now, all that trade did was put him. My boy looked tired now.
added 5 more minutes to consider his
My boy
rotation.
out there shooting 5 of 23. That's uncharacteristic. He tired, man. Give my boy a break. But we'll see, man. The Knicks made a move, man. That's the first move. Not even super close to it, or a little unexpected. Knicks played the night before, and then boom, you just ship him out. I don't even think they talked too quickly about it. I saw something he tweeted. He was like confused. I think that's absurd that they can do that in the league, but that's not here nor there. But do you see any more trades? You see, or rather, not do you see any more? There will be some more. Who does Nell think is the next guy that's on the move?
I think it could be Pascal. I wouldn't be surprised if Toronto is just, completely, starting to rebuild and trying to unload, you know, previous players from the old regime. So I could see Pascal being next to go. Zach LaVine's obviously a guy everyone's waiting to see what happens to him. So it'll be an interesting couple of months to see. I mean, I Sixers got to do something, man.
Would you
You got
want
to take.
Pascal? Seriously? I mean, he's a nurse guy, right?
I'd entertain it. I would entertain it
I mean, he's a step up from Tobias.
for sure. I would entertain it.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. So we had also, since our last uh episode, man, we had the return of Ja Morant. He's back. He came back
Sure.
first game against the Pelicans.
Mr.
Game
Shoot first, ask questions later.
saying get it right. He hit the rocky hips and sent Twitter into a frenzy. He's shooting guns again. Anyway, we talk about point guards. We talk about Jalen Brunson. We'll leave him out of this discussion. This is how you know Nell has something to do with this, y'all.
That's crazy.
We got a lot of really good point guards in the league, man. We got the Shays, we got Luca, we got Ja, we got Swiper, right? This one's between De'Aaron Fox, aka Swiper, and Ja Morant. Out of those two guards now, you building a team, your franchise, you get first dibs at a point guard. You can't get Luca. You can't get Jalen Brunson. Can't get Maxey. The only two people you can pick from are Ja Morant, De'Aaron Fox. Which guard would you rather have to lead your team to get you a championship?
It's a tough one because I like both guards a lot.
I
Both.
love Swiper, bro. De'Aaron Fox has grown on me in the last year
I
and a
mean,
half.
I was a big fan of his coming out of Kentucky. But his growth as a player has been really fun to watch. Obviously, both of them super athletic and make highlight plays. But I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Ja Morant. I think we've seen the impact that he's had on this Grizzlies franchise, not just the last couple of years. Getting them into the playoffs and bringing them back to relevancy. But I mean, even just coming back this past couple of weeks. I mean, they
It's the
were.
attitude
I didn't
change, the
expect
energy.
them.
Mhm.
Yeah, the energy level just changed, and you can tell what he brings to that franchise, especially on the court. I mean, they were dead in the water. I mean, 3-16, 3 and whatever. I mean, they were playing like garbage. 14th, 15th in the West. Nobody saw that coming. I'm sitting here thinking, even if Ja Morant does come back and go crazy,
Yeah, they
I
could.
don't think they even have a chance to, even get a play-in spot. But they just keep winning with him out there, and it's not like they've made a trade to try to come in and
Interesting.
improve the team. You
Yeah,
just you just add that guy, and he changes the way things go. And that's not to say that De'Aaron Fox doesn't, especially
yeah.
the past
He
couple of
he
years.
he, he helped
Uh,
change the culture too.
they finally put a roster around him and give him credit. He's improved his game, worked on his jump shot, averaging 30 this year. I don't think anyone saw him being a 30-point per game scorer even 2 years ago. So the way he's developed his offensive game, and obviously his speed and athleticism, is tough for anyone to guard. But I think I'm gonna take Ja Morant. He's a little younger, obviously, and he showed early on. It took Fox a couple years to get in the
Yeah,
swing of things and adjust to the NBA. But you saw from the moment Ja came into the league that he was built for this, and he's just shown that he's that guy. So excited to see, and he's still only in his fifth year. So I mean he's still got a ton of
yeah,
room to grow.
5.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got a ton of room to grow. I think uh I think he's got more of that it factor to him than Fox.
I think so. I think like Fox is a killer. I mean, shoot, he was like the clutchest player in the league.
Yeah.
But I think what you basically getting at is like Ja brings a certain attitude with him that just uplifts your whole team. De'Aaron Fox is like, you put him on the floor, I got him. Like, I trust that he will help us win a game. Like I'm sure I'm confident with De'Aaron Fox getting me a win. If I need a bucket, you know what I'm saying, he'll give me a bucket.
Can't
He's
go
a
wrong
span-
with either guard.
exactly. And the league's in good hands. But you got Ja, you see with just his presence injected into that Memphis team. That game against the Pelicans when he came back, the energy in the FedEx Forum was different. The guys played better. I hate Jaren Jackson Jr. I hate him. Excuse me. But you know, when Ja's on the floor, he plays better defensively. He looks better on the offensive end. Desmond Bain looks great. Valanciunas and all not Valanciunas, he played with the Pelicans. Who's the big guy that they got? What they have Adam, but he's hurt.
Yeah,
But
he's
anyway,
over here.
their bigs look good. Like the guys shoot better. Like he's getting in the paint, even if he's not getting 25, 30, like he just impacts the game. I think it's hard to go against that. Um, and that's not to say that I don't like De'Aaron. That's not to say Nell doesn't like De'Aaron. I think, you know, right now the NFL has, I mean, not NFL, damn. The NBA has a really, really good point guard. A lot of teams are really like, we joke about Maxey and Brunson all the time, but like those are two really good ascending guards, right? Like they're really good. You got Steph Curry who's still playing, Luka who's walking around scoring 50 a night like it's nothing, right? Like Ja, De'Aaron, shoot, what's the dude? Um, Shea. I mean, like, come on, bro.
Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton. You know, like Jesus Christ, like that's
Don't
like
leave my
10
guy
guys.
out just because he
You
cooked
know,
the
you know.
Knicks.
Hey. He got what, two back-to-back 20 assist games? Like, what are we doing? Like, the NBA is in good hands, man. If y'all not watching the NBA this season, y'all missing out because it's some like right now it's some really like record-breaking all-time performances happening around the NBA every single night.
The talent
You know what
level
I'm
in the
saying?
NBA
Yeah,
is
bro, it's
ridiculous.
way different, like way different, and it's a blessing, man. It's great. Can't go wrong, man. I'm gonna go with Ja because hey, I don't want to mess with that dude. But no, man,
Ja
that hey,
Wick.
that's
Don't
you said
mess with
what?
Ja Wick. Don't mess with Ja Wick,
Don't
man.
mess with Ja Wick, man. He'll look. He done beat a couple cases already, so y'all might want to leave that man alone, man. But that's gonna do it for us, man. We're gonna get to the end of episode 22 with our pick. It's the final season or the final week, rather.
I still haven't
I
choked.
don't. I don't think I'm gonna catch Nell, everybody.
He
I don't
won't.
think I'm gonna catch him. Um, I'm 10-7. He's 11-6. He picked the uh Rams over the Giants. Rams won. It looked a little ugly here and there. Giants tried to make a comeback at the end. I thought I had a chance. I really did. And then I took the Browns over the Jets. That was easy. Easy money. Flacco might still come back player of the year for my boy Baker, man. Or DeMar Hamlin. We'll see what happens. But we're in our final week, man. Last week for me to come back. Last chance for Nell to try to keep me from tying it up and walking off with a tie in our 2 for 2 first annual pick 'em. Where you going, Nell? I know you want to win.
It's only right
He's a
that for the last week of the season that I take the
yeah,
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
double jinxes nuts again.
It's only right. Like, what better way to end the pick 'em
What
than to
better
save
way?
my last game and put it all on your team?
Put it all
Big game.
so either I'm gonna be mad either way. If my Bucks win, you beat me. My Bucks lose, I still didn't beat you. I
No
tied,
playoffs.
and it's no playoffs. That's very like
But I
messy.
want both of us to be in the playoffs. So I mean, we got something to be excited for. To make the
Yeah.
show better, the energy better. I don't want you over here all sad while I'm in the NFC Championship. I mean, having fun.
Yeah, you got the big hat on. I'm sitting here
Yeah,
with my Knicks gear on because I moved on. Touche, touche. Well, I mean, I'm kind of with you, you know, like I like that pick. And I'm doing something similar. You troll me, I troll the fans. We got a very heavy Philadelphia fan base, right? What better way than to end this thing off by putting my money. Well, it's not my money. I don't have money. I don't bet. By putting my faith in the Philadelphia Eagles, man, to defeat the New York Giants. You might not win the division, Philly, but you
And
definitely can't win it.
you waited all the way to the end when they on their
But they
last
look
leg.
bad. I know. I missed
Yeah,
all my chances to
they
get the
started out
Mustang.
what 9-0, 10-0.
Hey, man. Hey, Philly. Look. I need you. I need you right now. I'm trusting you when it counts, man. You might not win the division, but you definitely won't win the division if you lose. I
Definitely not
definitely
gonna
won't
win the
win if
division.
you lose. I want to see Nell over here upset because by some odd chance, the Eagles found a way. So I need y'all to find a way. I'm going with Philly to help me out, give me a chance to meet Nell at 11-7. Well, my Buck's not losing, so Nell's going to win everybody. But it give me a chance to get at least get 11 wins, man. 11 wins, that gets me another contract. I can come back next year and do it all over again, you know? So Philly, it's on you, man. But like I said, that's gonna do it for us, man. Our first episode of 2024, man. Big blessing to be able to do this, man. I don't know if y'all saw on our social media, we had a lot of growth in this last year. I think we got like 55% like upgrade on like followers and views and all that good stuff, man. We appreciate y'all. That's all y'all, So me and Nell, we gonna do what we do, but it makes it a lot easier when we know that people are enjoying it, people following us, sticking around, interacting, engaging. You know, sometimes we send a video out and people are like, oh man, I was waiting on this, and that means a lot. So, 2024, we got a lot of great things in store. Hopefully, I mean, last time 2 for 2 was running, the Bucks won the Super Bowl. But Walt was the host. I was a co-host. You see what I'm getting at here now?
Different 2 for 2. Yeah.
2 for 2.
Ooh.
Somebody might have a chance. Nell might have a chance at that
Hey,
ring. That would be a great gift for Nell, man. That would be
it
how
would be
could
crazy if I see my team win a championship. That's all I'm saying.
Nell might, bro.
All I'm saying is Naysayers is lucky none of my teams have won a championship in my lifetime. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, imagine that. How the naysayers gonna feel if a Michigan ring and then Cowboys win one? Probably gonna be crazy. I ain't seen a
Yeah.
Michigan championship in my lifetime either. Last time Michigan won, I was 1996. I'm pretty sure. I was just born. Same with you and your Cowboys.
Same.
This is the year now. This is the year. I tell you, this is the year, man. That's
The
hey,
year first.
that's how 2024 is going to be for me and Nell, man. A year first, a lot of wins, a lot of blessings. And we hope that translates for everybody as well. A year full of wins and blessings, man. But that's going to do it.
Except for Eagles fans.
Last year was y'all's year. You don't get 2 years. You blew it. Anything else to wrap it up?
Nah, man. We out of here.
Hey, 2 for 2. That's season 3,
2024.
episode
Only going up.
2020. Hey, yep. Episode 22 of season 3, first episode of 2024. 2 for 2. As always, follow us, share, like, comment, subscribe. We love y'all. Peace out.